The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into the site review. Hey, Robert here with Zenfolio, and I want to say thank you for joining us today on Site Review Tuesday. Today we're going to be looking over at, I'm going to have a hard time saying that last name, but I'm going to try my best, Carl Slizek. Carl, if I got it wrong, I'm sorry. Photography, and here's the web address. Let me just show you really quick right up here. So that's the web address, and that link is also in the description if you guys want to check it out. All right, so today we're going to be just reviewing the site. Let's go ahead and get started here on the homepage. So one of the things I'm noticing right out the gate is that you don't have a custom logo up here. And also, too, if you look up in the browser, you do have the custom domain set up, but you're still using the default Zenfolio favicon. So that might be two things here that you think about customizing, is getting a custom logo put up and then customizing that favicon as well up there in the top. Beautiful images here on the homepage, though. I like the way you have your homepage set up. You're using one of the classic slideshows, the classic layouts, and that's why you guys are noticing that there's a mixture here of portrait-orientated images as well as landscape-orientated images. And on Zenfolio, there's only two things that really allow you to use that mixture, and that is the photo strip, which is a manual slider, and then this classic slideshow layout that you see here, which is done through Spotlight content. And you can look at that under your layout. Beautiful images, though. I really love the mood of your photographs and kind of the dramatic feel that they have. So I think you have some gorgeous images on here. I have not kept count of how many photos are on this homepage. There does seem to be quite a bit. I would definitely make sure that these photos are your top 10 best images. If you only had 10 photos to show your clients, what 10 photos would you show them? Or if you only had 10 photos to show a potential client, what 10 photos would you show them? That's what should be here on your homepage. So just thinking about that. You've got a nice site menu set up here. One thing that I'm not noticing so far, and let's just go full screen here so you guys can see everything. I'm not noticing any kind of location information. So we're going to hit up that about page in a second and make sure that that's on there. But at the moment, I'm not seeing any location information as far as where you photograph or where you shoot, or if I can hire you if you're local, etc. So that's some of the information I feel like is missing. Also, too, down here at the bottom, you have your social media icons, which is nice that you only have them showing down here in the bottom, and then you don't have them showing up here at the top. Personally, I kind of like them up at the top. I kind of like keeping all the information in one place, but I think this is fine. At least they're not duplicated on the site. All right, let's go ahead and check out your portfolio. So you have your portfolio set up as a drop down, and it looks like you have your different categories or genres of photography that you shoot. Let's jump into weddings and take a look. All right, and here we go. All right, so I'm noticing if I hover over it, this is a portfolio gallery. If I'm noticing as I hover over it, we have the favorites icon, we have the social media icon showing here, we have the sequence number, and then we have all of this stuff up here, and then we just have the word wedding. So when it comes to portfolio galleries, definitely what you want to think about is that these are galleries that are showing to potential visitors or potential clients, visitors to your site. There's not really a reason to have favorites for the most part in the portfolio gallery. So when it comes to portfolio galleries, my philosophy is to try to keep them from being distractive, removing a lot of these extra elements of people wondering like, oh, what does this do if I click here, or what's this? So I would personally turn these elements off, at least in my portfolio gallery. The other thing as well is this just says weddings. You can add a lot more information into that title of that gallery. So you can put your location in there, weddings, blah, blah, blah. Put your location information in there. And that again is going to be good for your SEO. It's going to be helpful, but also as a visitor, you know, if you put, and I'm just going to make up a location. If you put Raleigh, North Carolina wedding photographer up here, then they're seeing that in the title. It lets them know where they're at. Plus, again, it helps with your SEO. Now, select photos. Other than for favorites, what other reason is there for people to be able to select photos? Let's see. So they can select them and add them to favorites. So I would probably turn the favorites option off for this gallery, hide that select favorites or photos button, and then also too hiding the social media icons, the sequence number. If you want to let people share, perfectly fine to leave that share button on right here though. Slideshow, that's up to you. Again, for portfolio galleries, I try to remove as many distracting elements as I can. Let's scroll down and take a look. All right, you got some beautiful photos in here. Probably getting close to being maybe just a hair too many. I'm not that concerned about it. It is, well, there's 76 photos. I would probably try to weed this down just a little bit. You have a lot of like duplicates of the same stuff in here, not really duplicates, but from the same shoot. So like for instance, these two photos right here, maybe you want to pick the best between those two. Same thing, just kind of weeding these down just a little bit because we don't want people spending a lot of time here in the portfolio. Now, the other thing that I'm missing down here as well is, let's see. So there's no categories and keywords showing up down here at the bottom, which means that Google is not getting any indexing information on these photos. It doesn't know what they're about. It's not being able to read the categories and keywords for the gallery, and that's something that's really important and helpful for your SEO. So definitely something that you want to make sure is showing here is the categories and keywords. The other thing I'm noticing as well is an inconsistent watermark on the photos, and my guess is this was probably applied to the image before you uploaded, but some of them have it here in the top right, some of them have it right here, and then some of them don't have that watermark at all. So I would think about that. We want to keep things consistent. If you want to use a watermark, I would probably consider using the Zenfolio watermark feature rather than putting it on the actual images that when you upload. So again, just some things that can think about to make this gallery a little bit more visually appealing. The other thing too is you do have your footer menu on, which I think is fine, especially when you're having this many photos in here. When somebody gets to the bottom, they can just go here and go to the next portfolio. But again, I would consider maybe culling these down just a little bit and having fewer images in here and getting rid of some of the ones that are close to being duplicates. Beautiful photos though, absolutely gorgeous photos. All right, let's take a look at your portraits gallery here. Again, so same comments. Title, not a lot of information in the title. We still have all of these distracting elements kind of all over the photos here. Select photos is showing, slideshow showing. So again, something to think about there. Let's see how many photos this gallery has in it. So just scrolling down to the bottom. So this one has 103, and again, almost duplicate photos right here. So again, I would seriously consider culling some of these down and just showing your best maybe 15 to 25 images. It's usually what I target for a portfolio. Also as well, I don't see any categories and keywords, and the title is just portraits. So that's the title of the gallery. You can leave the title of the link portraits, but the title of the gallery actually helps with your SEO. And so thinking about the title, the categories, the keywords, the captions, all of that stuff. And again, you can put location information in that title. That's going to help you rank better for your search results, and it's going to let people know that when they're looking at this, where you are located. Now, something I didn't do in the last gallery, let's click on a photo to see how it's loading. Now, this is loading up into dim the lights mode, which is actually my preferred method for a portfolio. So I like it loading to dim the lights mode. That way I can use my keyboard. I can just navigate back and forth between these different photos and go here, and I never leave the thumbnails page, which is actually what I prefer for a portfolio gallery. All right, let's take a look at your landscapes. Now, your landscapes, if you'll notice, it totally changed here. So again, some of the same comments, right, about the title. You could put a lot more information in the title, but your landscape totally changed. And this is going to where I can buy the photos. There's actually a price list applied to this and make an album. So some of this stuff you want to think about. Do you want people to make an album from your landscape? Is this something that they're going to be doing? Is it something that you want them to do? And also too, I would probably consider, if you're going to have this as a selling gallery, have it in a separate section, maybe images for sale or something like that. So that way people who are coming to your website, if they're looking to hire you as a photographer, they know to go to your portfolio to browse examples of your work. Or if they're looking to buy photos, they know to go to galleries or images for sale, or kind of a separate section where they're separated out. I probably would not have anything that you're selling under the portfolio. Beautiful landscape photos. Again, probably a lot of the same comments though. No categories and keywords down at the bottom. Let's go take a look really quick. Yep, so no categories and keywords down at the bottom. So I would definitely consider, categorizing, keywording these photos. Make sure that you're updating the alt tags, all of that stuff. Good SEO practices. If you're not sure how to do that, I did a live stream a couple of months back about that, so go check that out. I think it's called optimizing your images and galleries and stuff for search, so definitely go check that out. Let's go ahead and click on one of these photos. This should open up to a different page. This is where we're opening up to Quick Shop right here. Now you do have both buying experiences turned on right here. That's something to think about as well. Is there a reason for people to have Visit Shop and Quick Shop? I personally prefer Quick Shop. I think it's a much faster, clearer, smoother buying experience for your clients. But some people like the visual side of Visit Shop. I just feel like it's a little bit more confusing. You can turn one of these options off and only use one. So sometimes when you leave both on, it confuses clients. They think maybe they should see more options in Visit Shop, or they just don't understand the difference. Personally, I turn Visit Shop off and just go with the Quick Shop option. Let's just scroll through really quick, and let's see down here. So again, still not seeing any categories and keywords. A quick tip too is that if you keyword your photos in Lightroom, as long as when you export them, you check the option to include the metadata in the export, whenever you upload your photos into Zenfolio, those keywords will follow the photos into Zenfolio. Then all you have to do is make sure that you have that stuff turned on to show on your website so that it's helping your search rankings. Let's go back though. Absolutely gorgeous photos though, Carl. Beautiful, beautiful photos. All right, let's take a look at your projects. See what this is about. And projects. So this must be like personal projects of just personal photos that you wanted to create. We got right here. So again, one of the things you want to start thinking about is branding consistency, right? So we have a different watermark that was on the other photos here. Different colored watermark down here. Different spot here, we have a different watermark. And so your clients, people that are visiting your website might be seeing this, and they might be seeing these different watermarks and wondering, are these coming from different places? Why are there different watermarks on here? And you want to kind of nail that consistency down for your branding. Make sure that all of this is consistent. Watermark in the same position, same size, same color, Maybe it doesn't have to be the same color. I definitely understand that different colors work better on different backgrounds. So you definitely want to have a couple of versions to accommodate that, but just making sure that you're being consistent. And again, I'm a little confused as to what the purpose is for this gallery. So you have projects up here. Galleries can have a caption as well. And so it might be nice to have a little description of what this actually is and what it's for. Are these just like personal projects that you wanted to take on and try out? Maybe writing a little bit about them in the caption, setting that to show. It's going to let visitors know what the purpose of this gallery is. And also it's going to help your SEO as well. All right, let's check out your booking and pricing page. All right, so wedding photography. Okay, so a lot of good information in here. I don't see anywhere to perform any kind of action. All right, I don't see a place to click to contact you. I don't see a place to look at your calendar if you have a calendar service that you're using. This said booking and pricing, and I did see pricing, but we need to incorporate some call to actions in here with some links. So wedding photography in here, you know, every so often, click here to contact me, and then that maybe take them to a contact form that you've created. Or if you're using the built-in contact page, maybe it would take them to that built-in contact page to contact you. But right now I see absolutely nothing to click on to reach out to you, no information whatsoever. And I was just looking at your site menu and I don't see a contact page up here at all either. So I'm just curious as to, as a visitor to this site, how am I supposed to reach out to you? I mean, yes, of course, I could probably go to your Facebook page and reach out to you, but now you're making me go to an entirely different site, possibly logging into my Facebook, which I might not want to do at that moment. And it's making things a little bit difficult for me as a potential client to reach out to you. So definitely need a contact section up here, a contact page, and then also making sure that you're including linked call to actions on this custom page, to where as I'm reading this and I'm like, yes, I want to reach out and secure this session or book this photographer, I can see clearly where I need to go to click on that to get in contact with you. Because right now I'm kind of scratching my head like I guess I need to reach out to him on his Facebook, because I don't see a contact page. I don't see any information here anywhere letting me know how to get in touch with you. Okay, so definitely something that's missing from your site is that contact information, location information. All right, let's check out your client access page. This is the built-in client access page. If you're using client access, this is fine to have. What I would probably consider doing is, I know that you have your footer on most of your website. Perhaps what you might think about doing is moving this client access page to show only in your footer, and in your footer getting rid of some of this other stuff, and then your clients are people that you've already had interaction with, letting them know, hey, to get to your gallery, use the client access link that's in the footer of my website. And the reason that I'm suggesting that is because that will give you more room up here so that you can add that contact button. You can have more information for visitors and have it kind of separated between your visitors and your clients. Because right now, again, I have no idea how to contact you. Let's go check out your about page. All right, so this is your about page. Let's see here. And then here is where I finally see your contact number down here. So I have to go. So just one thing to think about, Carl. I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links in, or 5 site menu items in. And then I have to read all the way down your about page. And the very last bit of information that I get is how to contact you and where you're located. And so as a potential visitor, that's a lot, as not a potential visitor, as a potential client, that's a lot of searching that I've had to do to figure out how to contact you. So something to think about there as well, is how can you present that information easier for visitors to your site to find so they can reach out to you. All right, let's go check out your blog. I think you have a great photo here though, and lots of nice information here. I just want your contact information and your location information to be presented sooner and more easier to find, rather than the last bit of information on almost your last link that's on your page here. Let's go check out your blog. All right, so blog, we have February 2018, and then before that we have August 26, 2016. If you're not going to blog at least once a month and keep it current, I would remove this for two reasons. One, it gives you more space on your site menu up here. Two, it's something, if you're not going to put your attention to it, it's something that you can put your focus somewhere else, because this kind of tells me or makes me question, like, are they still active? Are they still taking on clients? You know, are they still around? Are they still in business? So that blog, if you're not going to keep it up to date, if I don't click on your blog and I don't see a blog post from this month of this year, as a visitor, that really starts to make me question, like, how active is this person? It's great that you have your social media up here. You need to treat your blog page like you do your Facebook and Instagram, posting, you know, for the optimum, they say 2 or 3 times a week. At minimum, I would say once a month, at the absolute minimum. If you cannot commit to doing a blog post once a month, I would seriously consider removing it and focusing your attention elsewhere. Other than that, I think you have a great layout. Just a couple of things: make it easier for me to contact you as a potential client, make it easier for me to find your location. Let's clean up those portfolios just a little bit, remove some of those distracting elements, and then let's get a custom logo going here, as well as at the top up here in that favicon. And that booking and pricing page, let's put some linked call to actions in there, so that when I'm reading through your services and I decide, yes, this is a photographer I want to reach out to, I have a button or a link that I can click to do that. So great page, Carl. Thank you so much for sending us your site for review. Hopefully this was helpful, and thank you guys for hanging out with me in the chat, and I will see you guys all Thursday for Zenfolio Live. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget, Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.